Hello, guys. Thank you for making time to attend this session. My name is Vladimir Litvinov, and we have Vyacheslav Silchenko with us. Today we'll speak about algorithmic tasks during the interview. We'll answer all your questions that you would like, and I hope that you will like this presentation. Also, I want to highlight that just before the presentation, Vyacheslav had some blackout in his location. So if he vanished, then okay, I will answer all questions. Um, okay, let's move. Then let's take a look at the presentation. Uh, Before we actually start, I want to highlight that, guys, we have this translation on YouTube and on Wear Community. And please uh, use link under YouTube video to take a look at this Wear Community because there will be chat. You just run the video and take a look at the chat. We'll mostly get the questions from this chat. Just some organizational moment. Okay, that's it. As you mentioned, interview tasks, algorithmics, and easy to learn, hard to master. We'll talk mostly about easy level tasks, but we also will give you an algorithm how to deal with algorithmic tasks. So it will be useful anyway, even if you have pretty high level, I believe that it will be interesting in general for you. So let's start from some introduction of these cool guys. My name is Vladimir Litvinov. I have more than 13 years of enterprise development, and it's good luck or bad luck, but all my life I was one way or another involved in some solving of algorithmic tasks activities. In school, I was taking part in competitions. I was even able to win Republican competition in last year of school. And during my work career, I also had some experience of working on the projects you'll wonder they exist when algorithms was part of our everyday work. So I mostly know what I'm talking about, and I will try to uh, talk about my experience with you today. Vyacheslav, what about you?
Yeah, sure. Let me introduce myself as well. I just realized that I'm around in the IT industries for quarter of a century, 25 years. It's a kind of celebration. You mentioned the number of years, and I start calculating mine. And during that period of time, there was periods when I just don't use algorithms at all, especially when I was more focused on the hardware and infrastructure and DevOps stuff, even though at times it was not called as DevOps. It was like system administrator or something like that. But yeah, school, university for sure, algorithms was around. And even during the production, sometimes we have real interesting problems when we will talk about that later on, but when like big O notation is actually a deal breaker. And that's all I think. Thank you.
Thank you, Vyacheslav. I'm glad that you joined today. Okay, let's start from the basic and most important question. So, why do companies still ask at all these algorithmic tasks during the interviews? Do we have any pros and cons for it? And maybe let's start from a short discussion. So, Vyacheslav, what do you think as candidate? What do you feel when some interviewer is asking you, okay, let's start coding algorithms? What do you feel in that moment?
Actually, I think me personally, I prefer it more. And even though I'm programming in Java, I prefer Python for solving the tasks. And it's a good way to start conversation, to dig into the problem. But I prefer more like when you talk, when you explore the problem, not just like offline style when interviewer give you everything, 40 minutes, whatever, and check the results. I more like when it's conversational problem solving.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. But I would also add that there are, different types of interview, and when you expect that there will be some algorithmic part, it's okay. But when it's just okay, you have interview for a position where algorithmics will not be used at all, and you just have 10 minutes to solve some really big task. That's just frustrating. What are you doing? Why? You should check if I'm thinking some correct way, how am I solving this task? It's interesting, but if it's just formal way, of giving these tasks. I think it's bad idea. But okay, let's try to take a look what we gathered, why we still have such interviews and such tasks. First is comfortable trends. So algorithmic problems have become industry standard in hiring processes, and some companies they think that it's something that you can just throw away. You need some part of your interview with algorithm to show level of your organization. More or less, I think it's true. We just have to use it. Second is a really good one regarding practical relevance. So many work tasks require algorithmic thinking. I believe that each task for is based in and loops is based of our programming in general. And so such task for interviewer, it's a chance to take a look how do you practice, how do you programmer. For me, as if I'm interviewing person to programmer position and he told me that he's programmer, I'm expect that he can program for a bit during the interview, and I think that that's fine. Uh, but but I know that there are some persons who just very frustrated when they asked to program something during the interview. Not I'm not talking not only about algorithmics, but in general do some tasks. And for me, it's a bit red flag. Any comments here, Vyacheslav?
Yeah, I think I agree, and especially that company ideology is quite a crucial thing because
I just finished first part, first 2 points. You want
okay, you want me
to,
to just comment that? I
yeah.
thought you're talking about the entire slide. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, then let's comment it in general. Yeah, skill assessment, way to test candidates' tactical and problem-solving approaches. Plus, I will add that you won't believe, but there are really jobs when algorithmic parts are more or less could be implied, are applicable. So you need to check them, and that's okay. And final part is company ideology when it's often part of company culture, Google, Amazon, Yandex, and so on. And for them, they decided that each developer or software engineer who is working with them should have this foundational knowledge about algorithms, and they need only such specialists. So that's more or less, I think, fine. And your comments, Vyacheslav?
Yeah, so I'll start from the end. Talking about company ideology, and it's actually a kind of combination of that with comfortable trends. I would say that there are companies on the market which use only algorithmic interview, especially for engineering levels. Like you have to do that if, for example, you want to be hired through EPAM or not through EPAM, for example, to Google, and that's the way how they established. Um, Old aberration is funk. Now it could be different wording, but the main idea, I believe, is that they want to uh, understand how the engineer is good, or like evaluate engineering skill. Because, for example, if we are talking about Google, they don't have any well-known technologies. Okay, they have Java, that's for sure. But for example, they don't use Spring, they don't use obviously AWS. So they have a lot of internal stuff. And if people join them, they want some more core knowledge, and that's why me personally I think that they try to evaluate algorithmic tasks, because it's kind of core knowledge of in software each software engineer. In sometimes we don't use it like every day, but still we can solve what we are doing as a software engineer. We solve problems, and what we are doing while uh, doing algorithmic tasks, we solve problems as well.
Yeah, that's true. What I can add that to be sure that's a different skill, could be different skill, like passing and interviewing. It's a bit different skill that actually working. And same is fair for these tasks. It needs it requires some additional work to be successful guy in it. That's true. We understood it, but maybe it could, be very, very relevant to your work in future. So just let's assume that we have to deal with such tasks, and that's fine. That's not so bad part of interview. And let's move to our cheat sheet, how to solve algorithmic tasks effectively. We have prepared some bullet points based on our Olympiads experience and so on, and interviews. So let's start. First one, keep calm, have fun. Programming, as I said, it's programmer, you are programmer, it's programming part of interview, so just do your job. That's what you can actually do that you are doing every day. So let's think that it's the most fun, most interesting, easiest for you part of interview. So start with positive mindset. Then you have some task description, read it carefully, but don't dive too deep into details. I will explain you why a bit later. Then check examples provided in the task for clarity. What I want to say is that it's something about 50% of understanding what task is actually want from you is working with examples. And after it, point four, read the problem again and highlight important parts based on experience on examples, and then cross out some irrelevant information. In result, you may see very interesting situation when tasks from very huge description, you will have only a couple of lines that is actually what is required from you. Moving on. Number five, identify the problems type and topic, sorting structures, and so on. If you have some experience in it, it will help you to find solution really quick. Then it's not everything. There are five more points. Write test cases. It's very pretty same with this test-driven development, because you will change your algorithms, especially when you will work with edge cases and some constraints. And it's very important to be sure that you are not breaking anything by adding of new optimizations or covering of edge cases. That's why I suggest you to write test cases from the beginning. Is it input output or something else? It will help you. Sure, if you have just pen and paper, it's not applicable. Then moving on, think about edge cases, constraints like time, memory, and so on, and then add them to the tests. 8. Ask clarifying questions to ensure correct understanding of requirements, if it's applicable. So there are two types of interview. First, you have uh, totally everything that you need to solve this task, like description, constraints, examples, and so on. And there are more complex interviews when you have to, clarify the description, to ask questions to interviewer, like what will be in that case, what constraints do I have, how much memory I am able to use, and so on. So ask if it's applicable. Then 9, write code for your solution. Sounds easy. Just don't forget to control time. Ask interviewer how much time do I have and control it. And then check the results, edge cases and constraints, optimize and improve the solution where it's possible. I will add one more comment that sometimes it's better to start from some more simple solution to be able to solve task in general, and then talk with interviewer or just try to find some better solution. That's okay. Just as mentioned here, control your time. So this is it. Vyacheslav, comments from your side.
Yeah, I think it's very sophisticated checklist, and you actually call it cheat sheet, but yeah. And using that, I would say, answered one of the questions. We have question from Timur of what he should do to effectively tackle algorithm problem in future. And I believe that's the good starting point, that 10 points from that presentation. What I can add is check big O notation of your solution in terms of time and memory. That could be beneficial, even though in some interview you can be explicitly asked. But even if it was not a specific question, it's good to it's good to dig into that and show that you checking your solution against big O notation.
Yeah. Totally agree. There are some questions and comments in chat, so I believe that we covers this instruction how to work with algorithmic tasks. Regarding using them in real life and like algorithmic tasks are somewhere outside of the scope of the work, it could be true. You can have some different type of work when you can use it, but you have to understand good interview is not asking like mentioned here like Knut Morris Pratt algorithm or something like it, because it's too much. It's very specific. I think it's very bad practice to ask something like this. For me, ideal interview with this on easy level of algorithm is something that you can just write even knowing nothing about algorithms, but having some experience in writing the code in algorithmizing just your daily work. That's it. That's a good task that will show how you approach to think to solution and so on. That's good tasks, but asking some very specific algorithms just to check your knowledge, if it's not really applicable in your work, I think that it's a bad type of interview.
Yeah, I do agree. And yeah, as soon as we jump into the questions, the question from Evgeny is very valid, and it's what currently we can see around. Even like there is a quite a hype videos when people cheat at all and just use ChatGPT to answer all these problems and do it brilliantly. And that depends on the interview, as Vladimir just said. So if it just, yeah, you got a problem, you solve it, and got another one, and you're done. That's, I believe, not a real interview, and it's not effective. But if it's conversation with your interviewer, even if the great example what I have, you have to interview one, the person solve a problem without any issues and get 10 out of 10 tests. And another problem, solve a problem with issues, but perform a lot of conversation with interviewer. And depends on that conversation. In most cases, I would say that second interview is better, and probably even that person needs to be hired, because during the interview you get more understanding how that particular person fits into the team, how you collaborate with him. So it's way more not just solving the problem.
Verbal and not verbal, that's what we're talking about, yes. Okay, so let's move to the tasks. Let's start from task 0, because we are programmers. We're starting counting from 0. It's pretty simple task, but I want to use it as an illustration of some of first points of my cheat sheet. Keep calm and read the task statement carefully, and so on. Okay, so we have fun in, we keep calm, and we're getting some task. We can see very pretty big, I believe, huge description, not huge, but big enough, with some mathematical functions and so on. So we are starting from reading problem solving statement. We are not diving too deep into it. We can see some functions. Let's keep them for now. Okay, and we can see input number ranging from 1 to 0. We see output, same number without any changes. Okay, looks interesting. Let's check an example that we have 5 and 5. So looks like it's really just same number. And we then getting back to the statement, and we can see that all of it, starting from problem statement and finishing with just before input, it could be just thrown to garbage bin, because it's not relevant and not interested for us at all. We have just one line that is important, the same number without any changes. And in interview tasks, and especially in competition tasks, that's a pretty common situation when part of task description is just irrelevant in general, and you have just to understand what is important in the task and highlight it, and just throw away all the rest. That's it. I believe that if you don't have enough seniority to solve this task, you can ask more senior guys to help you with it, but I believe in you. We won't provide the solution for this one. Okay, Vyacheslav, could you comment this task and solution for it?
Oh, should I write a code?
No, it will take too much time, so no. So what we want to say here, yes, that it's just illustration of the approach. Read carefully, throw out all the rest, have fun, and check the examples. Okay, let's start with real one. It's, I believe, the most important, the most common task, the most popular that I ever seen. It's merge to sorted list. Here you can see a link to LeetCode. If you want to make your own solution, please do it. It's just, something, some variation of this task you will, I believe, once at, at your career will face during the interview. Okay, we have the following task description. So we have two lists, they are sorted, and we have to create a new list that will have also all elements assorted and all elements from those two lists should be included. We're checking example. We can see it, even image for it illustration. We can see constraints, numbers of nodes in both lists are in range, so pretty small. Not value aren't big, and both lists are sorted, not decrease in order. Okay, sounds good. Let's think that I have only 5 minutes to solve this task because interview is almost finished. That's why I started. I want to have some, pretty one-liner solution, and I'm thinking about collection sort. At least one, at least two to some collection and sort it. I'm thinking about how to solve it, starting to implement it, and I see that here in constraints there was some not value. So in example, it was lists, but here some not value. What is it? So I'm starting to work, and I can see that it has pretty specific input data format. So we have only two first nodes for each list, and it contains value and link to next list node. So it's linked list implementation. So to solve it with just sorting, I have to convert these nodes to lists, then sort it, then convert it back. So it don't look pretty good. Complexity is based on sorting, so it's O and log n. I included tests here because it will help me to test my future solutions too, but it's not pretty good solution. And let's get back to our list. Keep calm. Okay, I did almost everything right, but I didn't read the problem carefully, not highlight important parts. I skipped this notes information and started to implement the first solution that came to my mind without any spending too much time to thinking. That's why. Okay, they are sorted. That's very important. And as it was highlighted in the chat, yes, you have just used two pointers. One pointer will have some index on first array, or will have just node as it was in the task details, and we'll just compare them. We'll choose which one should go to the result array. We're adding it, and just moving to the next element, either increasing the index of the like G for the second array, either just calling next, like we have in this structure, list node, next is next element, and that's it. So here we have the solution. We're checking both lists that they are not null. If some of them is null, then we are just returning second one. It's not list, it's more like element, but it was naming from task description. And then we just recursively call this method again, and in result, point by point, element by element, we'll have this sorted array. Second solution that I wrote was based on just loop without using the recursive, but basically it's the same solution. It works very quickly. It's just linear algorithm with O from N complexity. So that's the solution. Uh, Solve this task by yourself, and we have one more which Slav specific solution. Um, he want to illustrate something by it.
I would say it's not Vyacheslav specific solution. It's more like Python specific solution. As you can see, it's like 3 times smaller compared to Java, and that's one of the reasons why I prefer Python for solving algorithmic tasks. And here is
Because you can win 100 nanoseconds and to go with worse solution. I know.
That's not true. Actually, Python is way slower compared to Java. even in lead code. But here is that syntax sugar. I think it's appears in the latest Java version, but here we have three variables which we need to swap, and it's just done in one line. And if you go back in Java, we spent a lot of lines doing the same job, checking. Basically, we are doing exactly the same, but here is it's way shorter.
From the way of algorithmic writer, that looks just so cool. It's so pleasant to take a look on it. I like it. But guys, don't forget, it's just for interview or such tasks. Never use such code or what I wrote in your production projects. It's very hard to understand if you are not in the context. Okay, let's move on. So we have some questions here regarding AI changing how coding is done. Do you think technical interviews evolve as well? Will solving algorithm remain relevant, or should developers shift their focus to skills like problem solving with AI tools or prompt engineering instead? I think that both. We don't know yet how AI will become what part of our job he will take, but definitely that anyway you should review it and why you are sitting why salary is going to you, not to AI, because if something goes wrong, you will be the one who will be blamed. That's why you have to take a look, maybe prompt something, maybe write something by yourself. I don't think that it's a game changer, but it won't change. It will definitely change our reality, and some parts will be written by AI. That's definitely. Me and Vyacheslav have an idea to, try to challenge the AI. We're thinking about next event, just to give him some, like for example, this merge sort task. Take a look what will be the results, then change some parts of the description, like rename, add some um, how to say it, not relevant description, as we mentioned before, change some details in description and take a look. Will the AI be still able to solve such task? I think it will be interesting. So let's find answer for this question in practice in our next session.
Yeah.
Um,
And as soon as we're talking about AI, I can see a question from Rinkesh. Does this Algo help in building AI ML models, or having understanding of Algo is useful in building AI ML models? That's a tricky question. In short, yes. It's if will forget about AI at all, what algorithmic task can bring you is develop your mind to for solving that problems. Going deeper into that, I think that it's even not just algo. If we are talking about, so there are two big areas. One is using AI, like for example, the previous question when you, hey, let's install Cursor and attach ChatGPT, whatever, and let's try to solve problems, real problems using that and with help of that. It's you can consider that as a very very clever code completion, and it's actually it is when you write code, you can write in English and get some parts of your project written by AI, and after that you need to change it or even don't need to change it. But the question about ML and building ML models, it's entirely different. It's when we start talking about, hey, we want our own ChatGPT, what kind of. And in that case, I would say that even algorithmic is one of the thing, but another thing which some developers even don't really think it's important, but mathematics. There is a very good uh, pre-ChatGPT era of courses, Andrew and G, who is going deep into how that AI work and how that mathematical models, especially matrices and all that stuff, is using. So I would say algo plus mathematics to answer this question in short.
Thank you. Thank you for your questions, guys. Thank you for answers, Vyacheslav. Okay, let's move on. Binary search. very popular task too. Very simple. You could face some options or variety or in description of this task, but in general you have some sorted array and you need to find some element. In result, it could be asked to return index or value or multiple indexes. So we have options here. Constraints, it's pretty middle range with if you're talking about lengths. Integer is enough for values. All integers and nums are unique. Nums are sorted in ascending order. Okay, let's continue. So, idea of the solution, I believe that you should know how to solve such task, but let's try to take a look on it as you will see it first time. So you have to highlight that this array is sorted. Idea here is to find some number. Let's start from the middle of an array and just checked if we have our searching element greater than this, then we will work with this right part, like after M to R. If it's less, then we will work with left part. And let's recursively do it until we will find the solution. So that's it. I don't think that there is problem in finding a solution. More or less, I faced during the interviews when guys just can't write the solution. So they understand how to do it, but don't have enough practice skills to write it. So just make sure that you're ready to write code during the interview, because there is not some constraints or some edge cases for this task, and it's should be pretty simple to write it, to implement it. Don't forget about +1, -1. Unit tests will help you to really quick improve your solution if something will be lost during the implementation. That's it. Any comments?
Yeah, I actually have a questions to everybody. What do you think? What's the complexity of this solution? Time complexity. Feel free to share it in the chat.
All from something. Yeah, login. That's
Answer?
correct.
Yeah, sounds right. I can see it's probably some delay. Now I can see a lot of answers. Thanks. Thank
Yeah,
you,
thank
guys.
you, guys. Okay, let's move on. Here I go again. Merge sort 2. So sometimes during the interview, you ask to write merge sort, and it's combination of tasks that we already saw when you have to merge two lists, and this binary approach when you have to split array to two parts. That's why I include here. So just let's take a look quickly at the solution, and maybe you will want to implement it by yourself. So we have an array that is unsorted. We're splitting it into two pieces and do it recursively until we'll finally have one element to compare with one other element. After it, we are just running our already implemented merge sort and have this sorted piece of an array and do it recursively until we'll have all parts of the array sorted. That's the idea. I believe that you'll do implementation but your own, but it's just an example of the task when you can be asked to use already written parts of your previous task solutions to implement something bigger, or you just can face the tasks when it contains some list of small tasks inside. That's what I want to illustrate with it. Okay, let's move on. Too soon. Vyacheslav, I want you to take this one. I like it too, but it's your turn.
Absolutely. I think it's so Vladimir mentioned it at the beginning. I mean, previously that merge to sorted array is the most popular. From my experience, I think two sum is the most popular problem. And even if you check lead code, it's, if I am not mistaken, number one problem there with one index, not zero but one. Okay, so for those who seeing this problem first time, let me just quickly walk through it. So we have given an array of integers and some number integer target, and we need to return two indices of numbers, which if we edited them, we got target. And there is an assumption that each input would have exactly one solution. That's quite crucial. And you may not use the same element twice, so it's distinct. And we don't care about order. You can return number in any order. And you can see some examples. So 2, 7, 11, 15, target 9. So it's clearly 2 and 7 given 9. 3, 2, 4, target 6. So we need to sum up 2 and 4. Example 3, it's even more obvious, 3, 3, 6. Just one possible combination. We have constraints here, and it is relatively okay. 10 to the power of 4, 10 to the power of 9 for each number, and length of array 10 to the power of 4. And target between minus 10 power 9 plus 10 to the power of 9. And yeah, they put explicitly only one valid answer exists. And so let's imagine that you first time see this problem. And the, I would say, brute force solution, the obvious one, let's just check everything, all pairs, and we will find the solution. And that's, I believe, we can see on the next slide.
Yes, you're right.
And here we go. I'm pretty sure you are seeing it
Yes,
right.
that's it. Yeah, you
Right.
even can see some, improvements here, because index j is iterating not from 0 but from I plus 1. That's cool.
That's true. Yeah. It's still n square, even with this improvement. But yeah, that will work. We have big O and square. And can we do better? And of course, yes. But how? And we should consider. Actually, we don't have sorted. I was so if it will be sorted, we can use that attribute, but it's not sorted. So that means that we can go to another idea, which is basically okay.
To
It's not
sort
sorted.
it, yeah.
You can sort, no problem. And that's better. We remember that sorting is n log n, so it's way better compared to n square. And we basically, after sorting, we use this attribute and just do find the exact indexes, and that process will require just n, a big O notation of n. So the worst is n log n. That's why the entire algorithm is n log n. But can we do better? And I think we can. But to achieve that, we need to use extra memory. So it's always like kind of deal when you can improve time complexity, but you most probably need to introduce some memory objects or some helper or whatever. And in this case, yeah, we use that hash map, and that's why I think that's problem is most popular, because hash map is probably the most popular structure in every language, in Java, of course, as well. And
After
here is
array list.
actually I can argue on that. I'm not so sure that array list is more popular, but we can check. We probably can grab the entire GitHub public repositories and see what's the most popular, array list or hash map. Or probably someone already done that. Not sure.
You mentioned that you have to think about how to solve it. You just have to use either additional memory, either additional time, either additionally implementation time. I want to highlight it too, because
Oh yeah.
yeah. If you don't have enough time, maybe the simplest solution is your best option. Don't forget about it.
Yeah, good call out. It's always matter of time. And from my experience, in some interview, it's not that a big deal. In some, it's very strict. You got 40 minutes, and it's not 41. It's strictly 40 minutes. In some cases, okay, 40, 45, it's fine. So it depends. So returning back to this problem, we introduce hash map, and that's change the game at all. As you can see, it's just one for loop where we get in pair and check if pair already in the map. We basically return the answer, and if it's not, we are putting into the map. And okay, here is the extra return, but we know that we never get to the last line because we always we guaranteed that we will have solution. And if we look to the next slide, this one is basically the same, but written in Python. And yeah, slightly not that different compared to previous one when we have probably 3 times less lines, but still, personally, I like it more. It's more like pseudocode. You're not using that ugly get or whatever function. You just say not in, and you use array style for hash maps, which personally I like, but it's not something which a deal breaker for interview. In most cases, you can use any language, whatever you prefer, even like Scala or Kotlin or whatever. And I think that concludes our to sum. Do we have any questions in the chat for this topic?
About loops, not modern, use streams. When I'm programming and solving these algo tasks, I'm, like back in school, and I'm programming Turbo Pascal once again, and I'm just not sure how to use these modern streams and hash maps and that, all the rest. But you're right, yes, it should be more, maybe even easier to read if the solutions will be wrote in streams. We'll work on it. Yeah.
Okay, and I can see sliding window comment, which
Yeah.
is quite interesting as well. Yeah, more complex task. It's actually quite useful approach to solve different problems, and yeah, sliding window can be used even for more complex tasks, not just to solve.
Yeah. In LeetCode, there are topics, the tasks are sorted by topics, and you can find and these 2 pointers and this sliding window and so on to make sure that you will be able to solve such kind of tasks, because there are also a great list of, I don't remember, 100 or 200 interview tasks. And if you solve just even part of them, believe me, it will be much easier for you and much less stressful to face them during the interview. I believe that Vyacheslav, you even have some list of events, yes, about tasks from this list from LeetCode. You remember this interview, tasks for interview on LeetCode
Yeah,
list?
plenty of lists. You mean around, or we have something?
No, I mean on LeetCode you can find such list like tasks most popular for interviews.
Oh yeah.
200, I remember, yeah.
But you
And
have to have premium subscription. If you have it, you can order the task by popularity, and that's usually the most popular task for interview.
okay, let's go on. So to be honest, if you have any questions, it's good moment to ask them, because here we have just discussion section about sorting algorithms and should we implement them during the interview at all. So guys, feel free to ask your questions. We'll answer all of them. Okay, we don't have much yet, so let's start. So for example, you're asking me to write some sort. What will I do? I will use pre-implemented collection sort. I don't see any reason in modern world to implement some sort accepting this merge sort on interview. But we have a discussion with you, and you said that there are some tricky cases, and we have what to talk about with interviewer at least about complexity of sorting algorithms. Yes, so maybe let's start from quicksort. It's the most popular and most used in all implementations all over the world. Sort algorithm. So what's wrong with it? Why it's not perfect?
That's actually a very good question, and probably we can involve people in the chat. I'm just trying to formulate the question so it would be easy to answer in the chat. Let's probably step back and ask a simple question. In Java, which sort algorithms are being used? Do you know? Feel free to share your thoughts in the chat.
Initially, I thought that it will be quicksort the answer. But
Okay, we have
how?
one. Okay. So as soon as we start talking about quicksort, and I can see quicksort in the chat, actually Timur just highlighted the problem with quicksort.
Yeah.
It's in worst case, it's n square actually. And in terms of algorithm, it's true. So you can prepare specific data set, and it's not very complicated to do that, which will give you n square instead of n log n. The solution to that is quite straightforward. You just need to, there are plenty of them, but the main idea is to just randomize the input array and you will get n log n as usual, what we expect from sorting. And I think the main question is, why do we even want to use quicksort then in Java and in probably other languages as well? If it has its own limitation, we need to randomize input array. And why don't we use merge sort? We already talked before that binary search give us log n, and merge sort always give us n log n without any randomizing because of nature of it. You're basically merging and doing binary search. So the question is, why do we use quicksort in Java? Does anyone know? Let's wait a couple of seconds. If not, I'll try to answer to it. Okay, memory. Any other idea? Easy to implement in place. Okay. Memory.
Doesn't require. That's coming from Timur, yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually a good point. I was going to say something else, but memory is a good point. In most cases, it's better than merge sort. That's exactly what I was going to share. Even though from algorithmic perspective, it's n log n, and merge sort and n log n. I mean, if we use quicksort with all that preparation, randomizing, or whatever, effectively, when we are doing sorting on modern computers, is quicker because of that. Each operation is slightly better, and then at the end of the day, you save some time during the sorting. And another question, I guess we can discuss, why we have two types of sorts in the Java. Vladimir, what do you think?
Two types of sorts.
Yeah.
You already mentioned what is the most popular and second most popular sort or not?
Okay. I mean quicksort and merge sort. I think currently it's used.
Okay. I'm not sure, but maybe for some specific cases or for some specific data structures, we mostly need more stable option of sorting.
Yeah, I think you're right. And what you guys think? Why do we have, let's say, two sorts algorithm in Java: merge and quicksort?
We have pretty one more comment regarding uh, skills. Let's postpone it for a bit. Park this question for now.
Okay, we start getting answers, and I think it's, for me, it's quite a delay. But thanks, Timur, for sharing. Agree with Vladimir. Yeah, and actually, I agree too. Just want to highlight that it's two things. One is quick sort is faster, and what we just discussed before. But the problem with that is it's not stable. And for primitives, we don't care. But for let's say other objects or more sophisticated structure, we may care. And in that case, it's better to use merge sort, even though in real world it's slightly slower.
That's it, I believe. So if you will face some questions regarding sort, you know what to answer. What are the two most popular? Why we have difference? What are the worst case for quick sort? And in general, to be honest, it's pretty strange if someone will ask you write a sort, but you can always just write this bubble algorithm from scratch because it's super easy, just and square. Okay, regarding comment of Alexander that he mentioned that good lead code solver is not good developer, totally agree. We started with this, that passing of interviews and it's fair for solving of algorithms. It's just a separate skill and it doesn't matter. Is not guarantee that you're a good developer is if you're good in solving of such tasks. That's honestly true, but it can make help interviewer to understand the way that you are thinking and maybe to uh, take a look how you're on your practical skills, like we mentioned above too. So that's the idea. We all understand that it's not the same. Okay, question answers, guys. On this moment, anything else? Let me talk about our next planning events. So we want to also talk about more complex tasks during next session that we real face in real life. Me and Vyacheslav, for me, it was really interesting interview for IoT company in general, and it has very interesting task description. And second was related to how to save memory if you have to write your own database that will be specifically uh, for some cases that what is from my side on the plate, but I will try to remember some interesting tasks too. And Vyacheslav will add something. Yes, and also as we mentioned, we'll try to challenge AI with these algorithmic tasks. We'll take a look what he can actually do in the real world of competition algorithmics. That's mostly it. Vyacheslav, any comments from your side?
Not really. Would like to say thank you all for being with us, and thanks for the discussion. Thanks for bringing the AI. Yeah, it's really hot topic these days. So thanks,
Yeah,
and have
thank
a
you,
day.
guys. If you want to say thank you, please use this Via community platform and just tap button say thank you to uh, us as speakers and to organizer. Nastya, thank you very much for supporting us. Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Bye.